So in this video, I'm going to be exposing IceSpice, PinkPantheress, and Northwest, which is Kim Kardashian's daughter. So I will be exposing all of their characters, and I also did a lot of research on the deities that IceSpice is based off of, because there's a reason why they're pushing this character so much in the mainstream media. The last time I made a video about her, she wasn't even that famous. You know, that was like 7 months ago. And now all of a sudden she has songs with Nicki Minaj, Taylor Swift, Lil Tjay, and more. So clearly she's an industry plant, and they're putting her in our face for a reason, because there's a very nasty agenda that they're pushing with this character. But before I get into that, I just want to talk about this recent meme that went viral because somebody noticed that IceSpice looks like a person with Down syndrome. And I find this very funny because this is actually very accurate. They purposely made IceSpice's character to look like someone with Down syndrome. And you can tell this is purposely done because she even responded to the person that made this tweet. As you can see, she said, "You thought you ate, but my sis is cute." So she's admitting that she looks like this girl with Down syndrome. Every time they respond is because it's true and they want to put it in our face. And then this person said, "You will never convince me that she doesn't have Down syndrome." And these people are not wrong. You know, some people just see it as a joke, but if you really look at her face, she actually looks like she has Down syndrome. This person also said, "Does she have Down syndrome?" And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Here's a close-up picture, and she literally looks like she has Down syndrome. So they purposely put this dumb character in our face, and it's a big joke because people are actually taking her serious and actually love and idolize this character. And here's another meme that says, "Life's full of ups and downs." And for the downs, they put a picture of IceSpice. And there's also people comparing her to the fetal alcohol syndrome. And this is very accurate as well. You know, when you take a look at her face, it looks very similar to someone that has this syndrome as well. And ironically, they're pushing this character to young, impressionable children, which is very disturbing, and I'm going to get to that later. But as you can see, they're pushing this character on children. You know, she's drinking out of a Capri Sun in this picture, and that's a type of drink that appeals to children. And by the way, those drinks are terrible for your health, in case you didn't know. There's many chemicals in these mainstream brands. But regardless, the point I'm trying to make here is that she has these props that appeal to children. Like right here, she's drinking a Kool-Aid, which is obviously going to appeal to young people. And then she has this song called Bikini Bottom, which is a reference to SpongeBob, which is a children's cartoon. And this is where it gets disturbing because she's promoting a lustful agenda, but she's doing things like referencing SpongeBob and drinking Kool-Aid and Capri Sun to appeal to children. So this agenda is mainly for children, and this is why Northwest dressed up as IceSpice to even push this on children even more, because her fan base is extremely young. She's only like 11 years old, and here she is dressing up as a very provocative celebrity. And Kim Kardashian admitted that her daughter dressing up as IceSpice in TikTok video was inappropriate, and she blames her nanny. So Kim Kardashian is admitting that her daughter dressing up as IceSpice is inappropriate. And this is true because, like I said, this is a child dressing up as a provocative celebrity. So she's basically a young child being provocative in plain sight. And that went over most people's head. They didn't actually see the agenda behind this. They're starting to desensitize people to this kind of stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, Kim Kardashian is admitting in plain sight that this was weird, but she's being very contradictive because how can she blame her nanny when she was actually with IceSpice and Northwest when this happened? As you can see, here's a picture of Kim Kardashian with IceSpice, and then Northwest is right here in the picture as well. And notice that they're wearing pink and blue in this picture, and this is purposely done because the inverted flag is pink and blue. And IceSpice has this music video with PinkPantheress, and this is how the video starts off. And of course, the main colors in this video are pink, white, and blue, just like the inverted flag once again. Now let's talk about PinkPantheress's other characters. One of her other characters is Northwest. As you can see, many people have noticed this one. People made jokes saying that PinkPantheress is Northwest from the future, but it's way deeper than that. Because what's actually going on is they made Northwest character based off of PinkPantheress, because PinkPantheress is obviously older. So this should show you that these celebrity children are not real. You know, there's so many people that think celebrities are real because they have children, but at the end of the day, even their children are based off of other characters as well. And in this picture, she really looks a lot like Northwest. So they put this one right in our face. You know, the biggest connection is the fact that Northwest dressed up as IceSpice and PinkPantheress has a hit song with IceSpice. So this one is right in our face. Now let's talk about PinkPantheress's other character. Shout out to the person in the comments that told me about this one because I don't know much about these younger celebrities. But basically one of you guys told me that PinkPantheress is Viandre Mitchell. And I looked into it and this one was really obvious and easy to see. But the disturbing thing about this one is that Viandre Mitchell is a inverted character. You know, she's openly admitted that she's actually a man that changed her gender and now she's pretending like she's a woman, but she's actually a man. And as you can see, they look exactly alike. And the disturbing thing about this character is that she, or should I say he, looks a lot like Northwest as well. As you can see, the picture on the left reminds me a lot of Northwest. And he also looks a lot like PinkPantheress. And PinkPantheress and Viandre Mitchell have the same gematria of 213 in the same cipher. So as you can see, this character is openly a transformer on the world stage. In the description, it even says that this character sometimes shares photos of himself as a kid to show the transformation he has gone through. And even with gematria, this character's first name, Viandre, matches up with this transformer word. You know, when referring to these inverted characters, I'm just going to call them transformers because they're very sensitive about exposing these type of people. So as you can see, Viandre and this transformer word have the same gematria in 3 ciphers. And this is where it gets very nasty. You know, I had a feeling that they were really pushing this agenda with these 2 characters. And once I seen it connect in gematria, I knew I was onto something. As you can see, PinkPantheress and the transformer agenda have the same gematria in many ciphers. Here's 3 ciphers where they match up. PinkPantheress is 175 and transformer agenda is 157. Which is basically the same number. You know, the 57 is just reversed. And then you get 67 and 76, which is the same number reversed. And then 203 and 302 is the same number in reverse. And then there's 3 other ciphers where it's actually the same number. So PinkPantheress and Transformer Agenda have the same gematria of 85, 76, and 76 again. So clearly they're using this character to push the Transformer Agenda. And it's in plain sight because her other character is literally a transformer on the world stage who has admitted that she's actually a man and not a woman. PinkPantheress has a song with IceSpice called Boys a Liar Part 2. Boys a Liar Part 2 has the same gematria as Transformer Agenda. As you can see, they both sum up to 138 in the same cipher. And this music video came out on February 3rd, 2023. And when you write that date in numbers, you can see that February 3rd is 2/3, like 23. And pink equals 23. And her name is PinkPantheress. And then Transformer equals 23. Masonry is 23. And the KJV is 23. And the KJV is the King James Version of the Bible. And I will explain later why King James is connected to this Transformer Agenda. Because King James had many boyfriends, and I'm going to show you guys proof later on in the video. PinkPantheress is 203, which is connected to the date of this video because it was released on 2/3, like 23. And 203 is basically 23 because the 0 has no value. And then Transformer Agenda is also 203, and Freemason is also 203. Another connection with 23, IceSpice was 23 years old when that music video came out, and she's still 23 right now. And IceSpice is 32, which is 23 reversed. And IceSpice is also pushing this agenda as well because this character looks like a man, and she told us in plain sight. So this person made a tweet and they said, just because IceSpice doesn't yell in the mic or rap super fast or looks like a man doesn't make her a bad rapper. And IceSpice responded and she said, looking like a man took me out. So out of everything to respond to about what she said, she decided to respond to the part where this person said she looks like a man. And here's a picture of PinkPantheress and she's wearing this hoodie that has the Skull and Bones logo on it. And notice how the Skull and Bones logo has the number 322, and I just showed you guys all the gematria connected to the numbers 23 and 32. And for some reason, Instagram commented on this post of PinkPantheress and IceSpice, and I found this very strange because I've never seen Instagram comment on somebody's post, let alone these very young rappers that aren't really that big in comparison to other rappers. So again, this is more proof that they are promoting these characters at an all-time high because they have a very disgusting agenda with these characters. And they're obviously industry plants. Industry plant basically means that they're not a real person. They were created for the role that they're playing on the world stage. So as you can see, PinkPantheress and Industry Plant have the same gematria in two ciphers. They both equal 77 and 348 and 384, which is the same number reversed. And then IceSpice's real name is Isis Nija Gaston, and her full name equals 245, just like Industry Plant. So both of these characters are obviously industry plants. They're not real people, and people need to keep that in mind, because once you realize that all celebrities are not real people, you can finally detach from them and actually live your life. There's so many people that live vicariously through celebrities and do everything that they do. You know, they have them as their profile picture. They post them all the time. I saw so many IceSpice fan accounts. It was actually sad that this many people are idolizing this character with Down syndrome who's not even real. And I made a video about this 9 months ago. I exposed her base characters, so if you guys are interested in that, the link to this video is in the description. I'm not going to go too much into detail about her other characters in this video, so you guys can go watch that video. But I will make a separate video later on exposing her other characters, because there's a few more that I didn't mention in that video. And I just find it crazy that I made this video 9 months ago and she wasn't that famous, you know what I mean? Like, they were just starting to push her on social media, but she wasn't mainstream yet. And then all of a sudden, a few months after this video, she gets a music video with Taylor Swift and 2 videos with Nicki Minaj, which is insane because this character just came out and she already has these big songs with these big celebrities. This should show you that they're not real. They had a plan for this character from the very beginning, and just by looking at their face, you can tell that they're not even real. She literally looks like a CGI'd image in this picture. And of course, their collaborations are never organic. Everything is scripted. So IceSpice collabed with Nicki Minaj, and as you can see, they both equal 69 and 48. And notice how Nicki Minaj and New World Order have the same gematria as well. They both equal 69 and 177. She's connected to New World Order because she's the biggest female rapper on the world stage, and they use her for a lot of agendas for the New World Order. This is why she's also connected to Illuminati. They both sum up to 69 and 48. And of course, IceSpice is also connected to Illuminati and New World Order. All these terms are linked to the number 69. And 69 is a powerful number. This is why 6ix9ine has 69s tatted all over his face and his body. This means IceSpice is going to be a very big character on the world stage because her name equals 69 in gematria, just like Nicki Minaj. Even the albums that they release are released on a certain day because everything they do is scripted. So her recent album was released on January 20th. And January 20th is 1/20, like 120. And Illuminati is 120. And notice how IceSpice and Freemason have the same gematria in 4 ciphers. So this is definitely not a coincidence. And I noticed that Ephesians also has the same gematria as Freemason. And Ephesians is the name of a book in the New Testament of the Bible. So I just wanted to put that in here because I found it very interesting that the name of this book in the Bible literally has the same exact numbers as Freemason. And then IceSpice's real name is connected to a secret society in 4 ciphers. They both sum up to 167, 59, 1002, and 331. And then PinkPantheress is connected to a New World Order and satanic worship in 5 ciphers. And then she's also connected to the Freemasons, Nation of Islam, and satanic ritual. So notice how all religions are connected to Freemasonry because they were all made by the same people. Right here, Nation of Islam and the Freemasons literally have the same gematria. All religions are illusion of choice. They're all the same thing and they're all boxing in your consciousness. So moving along, PinkPantheress equals 888, just like King James and satanic ritual. And I put King James VI and I because he was King James VI for Scotland and King James I for England. And like I said earlier, King James had several male lovers. So King James was not a straight male. I want you guys to keep that in mind because so many people are in love with his Bible and they don't even know that he had several male lovers. King James' most favorite male lover was, of course, George Villiers, 1st Duke of Buckingham. Obviously, this is strong evidence in favor of him being fruity. He also had at least 2 other male lovers. His other boyfriend was Robert Carr, and their relationship ended badly with an entire saga that involved poisoning and blackmail. Furthermore, his relationship with Buckingham was pretty well known at the time and criticized, mostly because of the amount of money King James gave to his boyfriend to spend on clothes. Apparently, Buckingham was quite the clothes horse. So King James spent so much money on his boyfriends, and clearly he had 2 boyfriends during the time that he was alive. So that should really get you to question why the King James Bible is promoted so much, and the Bible in general, because even though the King James Bible is not the original text, it's still the same thing, it's just translated. So at the end of the day, people should really question why Christianity is promoted so much, especially in America. This book was forced on slaves in America. So this book is a slavery tool, and this is why so many people are so attached to the Bible to this day. But anyways, moving along, I want to talk about how people idolize Nicki Minaj and IceSpice so much. When they dropped their first song together called Princess Diana, there was people on Twitter making jokes like this, saying that they're summoning the spirit of Princess Diana to get the song to #1. And they showed a picture of this cartoon character from Simpsons doing a witchcraft ritual. So I found it really sad that these people care so much about a fake celebrity getting to #1. And as you can see, IceSpice and Nicki Minaj have the pink, white, and blue symbolism for the inverted flag, because these are all inverted characters. This is why her name is Nicki. The male name Nick is in there. And then Manaj, the word man is in her last name. And then here is IceSpice with the pink and blue symbolism again. And then here's another pink, white, and blue symbolic picture. And then right here, she's wearing blue with pink nails, which again is pink and blue symbolism. And how I know the pink and blue symbolism is for the inverted flag. Here's the inverted character, Viandre Mitchell, wearing pink and blue. And this character is openly a transformer on the world stage. And PinkPantheress is also promoting this agenda to children. Her main fan base is very young. This is why her name is based off of a children's cartoon, which is Pink Panther. And here's a fan that she posted with a Pink Panther shirt. And notice that this picture is full of pink, white, and blue symbolism. And pink is a color code for girls and kid love. I can't say that P word, but you guys can see it for yourself. So this is why Northwest is being used to condition us for the acceptance of people being with children. They're trying to normalize that, and they're using characters like Northwest to desensitize everyone to it. And here's a picture of Northwest dressed up like the devil. And obviously the devil is not actually real. The devil is just symbolic to the root chakra. This is why they always show the devil in red, because the red represents the root chakra. Just like hell. Hell is not actually a physical place. It's a spiritual place. So spiritually, if you're living in your root chakra, you're living in hell. So this is why they promote these characters wearing red all the time. And this is why the devil is always dressed in red. So moving along, this is also why IceSpice's hair is red as well, because it keeps you at your lowest root chakra. And notice that she's doing the devil horns in this picture, which is again a reference to the devil, which is actually the root chakra. The devil was created as a fear tactic. Once you realize that the devil doesn't actually exist, then you can see through the whole deception. But only people that have opened all of their chakras can see through that, especially the third eye chakra. Once your third eye is open, you can really see through all the deception. So this is why PinkPantheress posted this picture with this person doing the horns, and on the van it has the horns as well. And notice how it says loaded dipper, and the R has a arrow pointing down because the bottom chakra is where celebrities try to keep people at to control them. And the weird thing about IceSpice's hair is that it changes colors from red to orange, because it's not actually her real hair. As you can see in this picture, it's red, and then in this picture, it's orange. And the reason they do this is because red and orange are the bottom two chakras, and orange being the sacral chakra, which has to do with lust and things of that nature. So this is why her character promotes lust at an all-time high. And notice that she's doing the veil of silence symbolism, letting you know that they have a secret agenda and that they won't tell you the sacred knowledge. And of course, this character was scripted to have orange hair. This is why IceSpice and orange hair have the same gematria in 2 ciphers. And orange and masonry have the same gematria of 33 and 23 as well. So now I'm going to expose the deities that are behind this character, because every time they make a very popular character, there's usually a deity that it's based off of. And all these deities are mythological. They're not actually real. They're just characters similar to celebrities. None of them are actually real. So IceSpice wears orange hair a lot, which comes from Lilith. As you can see, IceSpice has the same skin complexion and hair color as Lilith. And they even have the same gematria as well. IceSpice is 67, just like Lilith. And in case you guys don't know who Lilith is a mythological female Mesopotamian storm demon associated with wind and was thought to be a bearer of disease, illness, and death. Lilith is a female demon of the night who supposedly flies around searching for newborn kids, either to kidnap or strangle. Also, she sleeps with men to seduce them into propagating demon sons. Legends told about Lilith are ancient, so that's what this character is about. And it's even referenced in the Bible in Isaiah 34:14. It says, "The creatures of the desert will encounter jackals, and the hairy goat will call to its kind. Indeed, Lilith, the night demon, will settle there and find herself a place of rest." So that's one deity that IceSpice is based off of. And it makes perfect sense because Lilith seduces men just like IceSpice. And she also flies around searching for kids. And IceSpice is doing a similar thing. She is promoting her agenda to kids. So the next deity that she's based off of is Inanna, who is also known as Ishtar. And this is where you get Easter from. It's based off of the deity Ishtar, which is among the most important deities in the Mesopotamian pantheon. She is primarily known as the goddess of lust, but is equally prominent as the goddess of warfare. So this one is really similar to IceSpice as well, because this deity is based off of lust, and then this deity is also the goddess of warfare. And we see IceSpice is a drill rapper, which means her music is about killing. So they're clearly connected in that sense. And here's some statues of Inanna and Ishtar. And notice how she's holding her breast in the same way as IceSpice. So this one is in plain sight. And IceSpice and Ishtar have the same gematria of 32. And then IceSpice and Inanna have the same gematria of 67. And Inanna and Ishtar are the same deity, it's just different names for the same deity. And the last and final deity that she's based off of is obviously Isis, because that's literally her first name. So that one's in plain sight. They even have the same gematria of 414. And again, IceSpice has the orange hair color. And this deity is always seen with orange. As you can see, she's wearing orange right here. And she has orange on top of her head. And then in this picture, you can see she's wearing orange again. She is one of ancient Egypt's most important divinities, and she was the mother of all gods, a goddess worshipped all over the ancient world. So this shows that IceSpice is going to be a very big character on the world stage. You know, she already is at this point, but the fact that they based this character off of these three deities who were all worshipped heavily in the ancient world should show you that people are going to worship this character similar to how they worship Isis, Ishtar, Inanna, and Lilith. And this is why IceSpice and False God have the same gematria in 4 ciphers. They both sum up to 69, 147, 414, and 349. Because celebrities are false gods, false idols. You know, they're no different than these other deities that people worship. And that includes Jesus and the God of the Bible. You know, this is why Jesus' name comes from Isis. As you can see, Isis is also spelled Isis, and Isis is literally in Jesus. So it's the same word. Jesus comes from the Greek name Iesus and Latin Isis. Iesus is adapted from the name of the Greek goddess of healing, Isis, the daughter of Apollo, the sun deity. The goddess was linked to the Egyptian Isis, who had a son named Isu. During the era of Roman emperors, there were numerous worshippers of Isis. So it's literally the same deity, just recycled in a different way. This is also why Jesus and Isis have the same gematria of 34 and 110 in the same ciphers. And now let's expose the God of the Bible, because the character in the Bible that people think is God is not actually God. It's a false God. You know, the real God, the real creator, did not make a book. So this is why IceSpice, False God, and Jehovah, which most Christians claim is the name of the God in the Bible, have the same gematria of 414, because Jehovah is a false god just like IceSpice. So whether IceSpice is Isis, Ishtar, Inanna, or Lilith, the point here is that they are hinting that this character is the same fertility idol, and this is why she promotes lust and has orange hair and red hair like the sacral and root chakras. And we can already see that people idolize this character, and it's very insane because I've never seen men love a female rapper this much. So here's a video of a guy going crazy at one of her concerts. And there's also this other video. I'll put it in right now if I could find it. But basically there's a lot of guys at one of her concerts and they're all calling themselves a Munch. And if only guys actually knew what this meant, then they wouldn't be calling themselves this, because IceSpice is getting men to call themselves a Munch, and a Munch is an individual or group of people who like the same gender. I can't say the word, but basically people who are fruity, you know, men who like men or women who like women. So these guys are basically calling themselves fruity, zesty, you know, whatever word you want to call it, because I can't say the G word. And Munch is also a shortened term stemming from the phrases such as carpet muncher and pillow munchers, referring to men who like men. So basically her fans are calling themselves fruity and they don't even know it. So it's very disgusting what they did here, but it's people's fault at the end of the day for not doing their research and for idolizing them in the first place, because they really want to be idolized and loved. And I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to give these dark creatures any of my energy. You know, obviously they're dark. This is why they dress up as fallen angels, which is just an analogy to how evil they are. And this is why she has fangs in this picture. And PinkPantheress is also doing one-eye symbolism. And here's a video where PinkPantheress is literally begging people for energy. And it's really disgusting when you actually know why she's begging for people's energy so much. Because they're basically energy vampires. This is why she has the vampire teeth in this picture.
The energy. You can lay on here and be like, that's fine if you're tired, it's very hot, but for all those that have energy, please provide it for not just me, but for everyone around you, please. I'm from the UK, like, come on. No. I'm not gonna beg you though, only if you want to. For all those that have energy, please provide it for not just me, but for everyone around you, please.
So in that video, she was literally begging. She said, for those who have energy, please give me your energy. It's crazy how they're openly begging for energy at this point. And there wasn't that many people at that concert. So she wanted to get everyone's energy that was there. And it's like the people that were there weren't giving enough energy for her to be satisfied. Another thing I want to mention is the connection that she has with Gangsta Boo, because her death is very scripted. So IceSpice has a song called Gangsta Boo, and Gangsta Boo faked her death on January 1st, 2023, which ironically is IceSpice's birthday. So she faked her death on IceSpice's 23rd birthday. And fake is 23 and death is 23. So this was a fake death on IceSpice's 23rd birthday. And Gangsta Boo faked her death on January 1st, which can be written out as January 01. And January 01 is like 1/01, like 101. And Gangsta Boo is 101. And IceSpice's name is very recycled. You know, there's ICE, which is the immigration organization. And then they have 3 other rappers before her with the name ICE. First we had Vanilla Ice, and then Ice-T, and then Ice Cube, and now we have IceSpice. So it's literally the same name recycled over and over. And she's linked to Ice Cube because Ice Cube was born in 1969, and IceSpice equals 69, just like Illuminati and New World Order. And then IceSpice is also linked to Saturn. As you can see, they both equal 414, along with her first name. And notice in this music video with Taylor Swift, IceSpice is connected to Saturn. So this is why they have the same gematria as well. IceSpice and Saturn both equal 69 and 42. And if you guys want more information about that music video, I highly recommend you guys watch Divine Sade's video about it, because she really went into detail about all the esoteric knowledge that was encoded in that video. I'll put a link to the video in the description. Last thing I want to mention is the fact that IceSpice has this paper magazine cover where she's in a tub, and tubs are very symbolic. There's so many celebrities with pictures in tubs. As you can see, this article says these celebrities are bath obsessed. So here we have Eminem in a blood bath. Here's Madonna in an ice bath. And then here's Justin Bieber in a tub. Mayweather has a picture as well in a tub. Jennifer Lopez has his picture in a tub. Jhene Aiko as well. And then here's Pharrell. And Tupac has this very fruity picture in a tub. And then Jacquees has the same picture in a tub. And I talked about this in my Tupac video, because Tupac is Quavo and Jacquees. If you guys haven't seen that video, the link is in the description. And Whitney Houston was found submerged in the bathtub of her hotel room when she supposedly died. So she faked her death in a tub, and Aaron Carter did the same thing. You know, I made a video about that as well. I'll put a link to that in the description. So finally, I find it interesting that IceSpice has that magazine cover in a bath, and PinkPantheress was born in Bath, United Kingdom. And here's a symbolic picture where she's standing in front of this sign that says Y 3 through 8, like 38, and Spice is 83, and Murder is 83, which is 38 reversed. So she might fake her death, or someone around her might fake their death. And this is also referencing the fact that her music is murdering your consciousness. Last thing I want to show you guys before I end the video is a video of IceSpice acting like an NPC. An NPC is basically a bot in a video game, because that's exactly what celebrities are. You know, they're not real people. They're similar to bots in a video game, because they are digital images that are brought to life. And there's so many people that noticed that she looks like an NPC. Here's 3 people that said she looks like an NPC. And then here's 6 people that said it. This person said IceSpice is an NPC. IceSpice looks like an NPC in every single video. IceSpice dances like a GTA NPC. IceSpice makes NPC music. And then this person said seeing IceSpice dancing around like an NPC at Taylor Swift's concert is so random and makes me feel like I'm living in a simulation. And that's true because celebrities are just a code in the simulation. So here's a video where she's dancing with Taylor Swift and she looks extremely awkward in this video. And before I show you guys the video, they literally admitted in plain sight that celebrities are not real. You know, at the end of IceSpice's music video with Nicki Minaj, they showed them as Barbie dolls because they're not actually real. You know, they always show us in plain sight. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications, subscribe to my Patreon. The link's in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and here's the video. They tried to clone my